Hello, dear fans of jewelry delights. Today I would like to share a story about jewelry presented to the Queen of Spain Ana Victoria Eugenia. Ana Victoria Eugenia, a princess of the House of Battenberg, was the granddaughter of Queen Victoria and her husband Albert, and from the moment of her birth was endowed with the title of Her Grace. At the age of 17, Ana, a blonde with extraordinary beauty, attracted the attention of 19-year-old King Alfonso XIII of Spain. The first meeting of young people occurred at a dinner at Buckingham Palace, where the Spanish monarch, unofficially choosing his wife from the granddaughters of Queen Victoria, once again noticed the high, graceful and noble Ana. Not remembering her name, he called her simply Blonde, but it did not embarrass the girl, and she responded to his attention with warmth. After this visit to London, Alfonso began to regularly send his beloved postcards, and their correspondence lasted about a year. The couple was approaching an official engagement, but Alfonso XII's mother, Queen Maria Cristina, disapproved of the union because of the obscure origins of the Battenberg family and the inferior rank of titles held by Ana in Britain and Battenberg. In addition, the history of hemophilia in her grandmother's lineage also raised concerns for the monarchy. Nothing managed to thwart the love of the young. First, the princess converted to Catholicism. Secondly, her uncle, King Edward VII, removed the second obstacle, giving her the title of Royal Highness on April 3, 1906. The marriage contract was signed in duplicate in London on May 7, 1906. The wedding took place in the Church of San Geronimo in Madrid on May 31, 1906. However, fate tested the newlyweds already beyond the threshold of the cathedral. Alfonso and Ana almost died from the explosion of a bomb dropped from the balcony on the royal carriage. The newlyweds miraculously escaped the tragedy. The only trace of the crime was a bloodstain on the bride's wedding dress when an injured guard nearby was provided with medical attention. Not an auspicious start for the marriage of a royal couple. The portraits of the young monarchs were probably taken before this tragic incident, as the bride's dress looks flawless on them. Given the high status of the wedding and Victoria Eugenia's acquisition of the status of Queen of Spain, her wedding attire was an object of admiration for all present. The bride's jewelry was especially magnificent. Among them was a diamond tiara, known to Spanish royalty as La Buena, or the Good. To the wider public, this jewel is known as the Fleur-de-Lis Tiara. Ana received this jewel as a gift from her husband, King Alfonso XIII, made by the Ansarina Jewelry House for her wedding day. The beautiful crown, known as a La Buena, includes 450 diamonds and 10 pearls on a platinum base. The design of the tiara has a symbolic meaning, signifying the union of the British and Spanish royal families. The jewelry was originally presented in the form of a closed hoop, but Victoria Eugenie later ordered it to be changed to the more open shape we see today. La Buena was a favorite headdress of the Queen throughout her life. Ana did not pass this piece of jewelry on to her daughters, except in the case of her daughter-in-law Maria de las Mercedes, Countess of Barcelona. The diamond tiara first adorned the head of the wife of Infante Don Juan at the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in 1953. This magnificent artifact has been preserved in the Spanish royal family and now belongs to Queen Letizia. Much of the rest of Ana's jewelry in the wedding portraits is also part of her collection of gifts, many of which were given to Alfonso. The king in love gave his fair-haired bride diamond earrings, necklaces, and large strands of pearls. The tiered ensemble of necklaces around the neck of the newlywed was complemented by several long strings of pearls. The bodice of the wedding dress was adorned with a diamond brooch with a pendant in the form of a large pearl drop, a copy of the famous La Peregrina pearl. This brooch was also a gift from Alfonso. On the bride's right hand were a bracelet of intricate design and a ring. The illustrated jewelry list notes that the bracelet was a gift from La Familia Real, probably from the Spanish royal family. The newlywed's left wrist was adorned with two simple bracelets. Let's continue to consider the heritage of the royal collection. It is easy to guess that the box of the great-grandmother of the current King of Spain, Philip VI, was regularly replenished with jewelry, in which the beautiful aquamarines prevail. Let's start from the beginning. The first piece of jewelry in Victoria Eugenia's collection was a tiara made by the Madrid jewelry house Anserina. This crown was a birthday gift to the young queen from her husband, King Alfonso XIII, in the 1910s. Originally, however, the jewelry was not aquamarines, but drop pearls. Over time, Queen Ana replaced the pearls with pear-cut Brazilian aquamarines. The updated version of the tiara was complemented by several other pieces of Art Deco jewelry: a sautoir necklace with a stunning aquamarine pendant, a bracelet, a pair of earrings, a large brooch and a ring. In 1935, Ana gave the aquamarine set to her daughter Infanta Beatrice in honor of her marriage to Italian aristocrat Alessandro Tarlonia, Prince di Cavitella Chisi. However, Donna Beatrice had to redesign the crown once more. The fragile airy loops encrusted with diamonds could not support the weight of the large aquamarines, and the base of the jewelry became unstable. Beatrice turned to the Italian jewelry company Bulgari for help. As a result, a completely new frame was created for the aquamarine drops with a pattern of intertwining circles, echoing the design of the Vladimir tiara from the British Royal Collection. As with Queen Victoria's heiress's jewelry, the crown can be used without pendants. Infanta Beatrice used the aquamarine tiara for special ceremonial occasions. Thus, in May 1962, this magnificent crown adorned her during the wedding celebrations of her nephew, Prince Juan Carlos of Asturias, and Princess Sofia of Greece and Denmark. 5 years later, the Infanta again glittered with the legacy of Queen Ana at the ball preceding the wedding of Infanta Pilar and Luis Gomez Acebo. This time the tiara was complemented by an aquamarine sautoir necklace. On June 26, 1965, Donna Beatrice loaned the crown to her daughter Olympia on the day of her own wedding to Paul Aniguilla. Beatrice de Bourbon y Battenberg died in 2002. After her death, the aquamarine collection passed to her two daughters, Alessandra and Olympia. Olympia Tarlonia used the tiara twice, at the wedding of Prince Frederick of Denmark in 2004 and at a formal dinner in 2015. Olympia's sister, Donna Sandra Tarlonia Countess Leque di Asabar, appeared in public wearing an aquamarine necklace on May 21, 2004, the day before the wedding of her nephew, Prince Philip of Asturias. However, the most famous wearer of these jewels in recent years has been Olympia's daughter, Princess Sibylla of Luxembourg. Princess Sibylla impressed with her great-grandmother Ana's aquamarines in October 2012 at the wedding celebration of her nephew, Grand Duke Guillaume. Let's take a look at another amazing piece of jewelry now worn with pleasure by Queen Letizia. Among the magnificent jewelry that King Alfonso XIII of Spain commissioned as wedding gifts for his future wife, Princess Victoria Eugenia of Battenberg, was a beautiful coronet. It was a miniature crown of diamonds, rubies, and emeralds that was a clear symbol of respect for the bride's family heritage, bearing an obvious resemblance to Queen Victoria's diamond crown. The press of the time described this miniature crown in detail. The diameter of the base is 7.5 centimeters. The base is set with 4 rectangular emeralds, 4 oval rubies, and 8 diamonds. Along the top edge, 8 diamonds alternate with 8 strawberry leaves, from which rise arches surmounted by a globe with a cross studded with diamonds. Queen Ana first displayed this diamond coronet at a reception held at the Royal Palace of Madrid after the wedding ceremony. Victoria Eugenia often used this original crown. For example, when attending the opening of Parliament, the monarch always wore the piece of jewelry over her white mantilla. However, when the Spanish royal family was forced into exile in 1931, Ana took her myriad treasures with her, including the miniature coronet. The further fate of the crown is described in the memoirs of the Countess of Barcelona. I was asked what happened to the closed royal crown in which Ana is shown in the portrait painted by Fernando Álvarez de Sotomayor. When she was in exile in Switzerland, she decided she would never wear it again. So she dismantled the jewelry. In return, Victoria Eugenia ordered something new for herself, and gave some of the stones to her daughters. Some of the diamonds from the crown served as the basis for a pair of bracelets. The bracelets were commissioned from the Italian jewelry house Bulgari. The design of the bracelets is two intertwined ribbons. The jewelry pair could often be seen on the wrists of the Queen in the 50s and 60s of the XX century. Often Victoria Eugenie combined the twin diamond bracelets with a Cartier pearl tiara and Empress Eugenie emeralds. In April 1969, Queen Ana passed away. According to her will, some of her jewelry was inherited by her son, Infante Juan, Count of Barcelona. Following his commitment to create a collection of joyas de paisa jewelry as successor to the Spanish throne and head of the Spanish Bourbon family, however, he left no evidence of the use of twin diamond bracelets by his wife, Countess Maria de las Mercedes. In accordance with Queen Ana's wish, the next recipient of the joyas de paisa was Queen Sofia of Greece, wife of Juan Carlos I. After Juan Carlos ascended to the throne of Spain in 1975, the lucky ticket fell to Dona Sofia. Twin diamonds first adorned Sofia's wrists in 1983 during a Swedish state visit to Spain. Queen Sofia wore these twin diamond bracelets for over 30 years, often during events such as state visits and international celebrations. She usually preferred to wear both bracelets at the same time, as did Queen Ana. However, at the wedding of her son, Prince Philip, and Leticia Ortiz in 2004, she made an exception. When King Juan Carlos I abdicated in 2014, joyas de paisa was handed over to the new king and queen. Since 2017, a new chapter in the history of twin diamond bracelets has begun, now owned by Queen Letizia. This jewelry has become a favorite of the current Spanish monarchine, who wears it at various events, including state visits and award ceremonies. Unlike her predecessors, Queen Letizia prefers to wear both bracelets on the same hand. Undoubtedly, these twin diamond bracelets will continue to adorn their looks, keeping them relevant and sophisticated. And which jewelry you like the most? Write in the comments.